You may have noticed that I never uploaded anything for May. We've had a lot of unfortunate things going on, as well as I am getting ready to start back to online classes for my master's in teaching. So it's just been a lot of stuff going on the last month and a half. So I really hadn't been reading that much. I am making an effort to read before I go to bed every night. So I'm hopeful that June will be a good reading month. And what I'm going to do, since I didn't really read a whole lot in May, is just take everything that I filmed for May and transfer it over to June. So this is just going to be the intro. Everything on this TBR, as you can see, I just made it the June TBR. And the only difference between this and what I'll be reading in June, I have added Redeeming Love to my TBR because that is my 12 in 2022 read for the month of June. So everything else is the same from May, just carried over, and that is just added. With that, we're going to go ahead and get into the rest of the May clips, and I'm just going to try to piece this together. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it nevertheless. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be kind of a casual TBR video. I didn't do a wrap-up, or at least I haven't done a wrap-up yet. I might do one. I had a really bad month in April, but it was good for reading. I read 9 books in April, so I will get to play lots of the TBR game. If you don't know my TBR game, I basically choose books based on what I rated, what I read the previous month. First things first, my Jesus Calling devotional. I've not been great about reading this. I will probably end up reading it again next year, but just any day that I get a chance to read from this, I will be continuing to do that. I did end up finishing Kids Ministry That Nourishes, finally. This month I will be starting Gospel-Centered Kids Ministry, and I'm very excited to get into this. I'll probably just read a chapter a week or go through lists that are in here. I see a few lists. This will probably take a good percentage of this year, I'm going to assume. So this is the new book that I'll be reading on Saturday nights. For my 12 in 2022 reading challenge, I did read the All Systems Go, the first book in the Murderbot series. I think I would enjoy the series better if I was listening to it on audio. I can understand why people love that series. It wasn't my favorite reading experience because of the technical, I don't know, just the tone wasn't my favorite to sit down and read. I do think that it would be a better experience on audio, but I did get that done, so that's great. I still have Where the Forest Meets the Stars that I requested again from the library. It's currently in transit, so hopefully I'll have that next week. Also have A Tree Grows in Brooklyn still to read, so that can go right back up here. I picked up this month's book, which is Behind Closed Doors. My understanding of this is basically a couple whose marriage looks perfect from the outside, but really is nightmarish. It says appearances can be deceiving. It's just interesting of this couple who seems like they're so great and they're inseparable, but behind closed doors there is more to the story. I have those 2 plus Where the Forest Meets the Stars for my 12 in 2022 reading challenge. That so far I haven't loved the books that I've read, but I am already enjoying this. I started it today. Still need to catch up in Bronte Long. I need to read Jane Eyre and Agnes Grey. I'm not reading whatever the book is for this month because I haven't even looked at it. I have so much else to read. Everything else is going to be rollovers. I am doing something different with my rollovers for this month and possibly through the summer. I am just pausing on unhauling and all that stuff. What I'm planning to do, I'll just hold up some of the books that are rollovers. The rest are down here on this bottom shelf, which I will go over what they are after with the TBR game. But what I'm going to do with my rollovers is just read as many of them as I can this month, and then at the end of the month, any that are left over, I will be doing something different with. I will be bringing back something that I did last year, but doing it with the rollovers. That's my plan anyway. I don't want to explain to you what it's going to be until I actually do it, but I do have something planned starting next month. But this month, my goal is just to get through some of those rollovers. Let's go ahead and get into the TBR game. As I said earlier, it's based off what I read last month, so I do get to choose 9 books from here and then the stack over there of books that I have. So we have the Trouble Game, these little bin thingies. So I don't need this. This is just a little bin that I have titles of books that I want to read, and I only get to choose from here if I had 5-star reads in the previous month. I didn't have anything that was 5 stars. The highest I got was 4.75, and that was Nevermore, which I love that series. Normally I'm a lot more detailed and set it all out, but I am going to be out of town the rest of this week, and I just want to get this done, so please bear with me that it's not the most detailed or well organized or whatever. Because I had a 2-star read, I will be choosing from Goodreads, and basically what I'm going to do is read the lowest rated book on my wanna read bookshelf on Goodreads. I'll do that and insert it right here. I don't even know what this is about. I know I was supposed to read it for a government class in college, so I don't recall ever actually reading it, and there is no markings in it. It may have just been like recommended. I don't know. It reassesses a century of jurisprudential thought from a fresh perspective and points to a malaise that currently afflicts not only legal theory, but law in general. But I'm gonna read it, and if I like it, I'll keep it, and if I don't, then I can unhaul it. 3-star reads, I get to choose 3 of these. My 3-star reads were Redemption by Karen Kingsbury, Revolution in World Missions, and I think Do You Think I'm Beautiful? I think those were all in the 3-star range. I don't really remember because I didn't keep great track of it, but we're going to choose one from each of these little containers. So this one says choose a kid's book. Can I count Wondersmith? I wonder if I can get it. That is technically a kid's book. I'm going with it. That's what I'm going to try to do. Okay, so then I just do this. I'm going to draw one from here. How have I been filming for 14 minutes? That seems impossible. Okay, green cover. I am going to count the Inheritance games for that because it is indeed a green cover. We're going with it. All right, so off to a great start here. Okay, so then the last one. I'm going to go with this paper. What does that say? Gift bag random draw. Oh, this was a prompt that I had when I originally made my TBR game. I don't have that element to the game anymore, so I'm just going to draw again. Okay, I have one in my hand. I don't know what it says. Wait, is that 2 of them? Should I? I'm going to take that one. Wait, it's a blank. It's blank, so I can choose whatever I want. This month, oh my gosh, so good. What do I want? I think I'm going to go with this book that's been driving me nuts. I just wanted to put this on my TBR because it kept falling off the stack of books that I have. It obviously wants to be read really badly. I got this from a little free library. It's really beat up, but it's just like 3 different romances. I don't know if this is going to be the kind of romance that I like. I like clean and cute and nice and fun. I don't know anything about these authors, so we'll see what this is like. But my understanding of these is that each of them is about a granddaughter getting love advice from her grandmother. So, 3 stories. Looking forward to it. I'm really liking this TBR thus far. I'm really in like a fiction reading mode right now, so I'm looking forward to that. So that is all for the 3 stars. If you are not familiar with my game, basically what I do for all the 4 stars, which I have 5 of these to choose, I roll this dice 3 times. It gives me a number. I kind of divide all these books on this shelf by that number, and then it narrows it down to tell me what I am reading. last month I started something new where if it landed on a 1, I would read the longest book on the shelf, and then if it landed on a 6, I would choose whichever one of these that I wanted, and I think I'm going to do that again today. So basically what that means is if it's a 1, I'll read the longest book here, which could be that one, or that one, not sure. If it lands on a 2, it's going to be one of these. If it lands on a 3, it's going to be one of these. If it lands on a 4, it'll be one of these. And if it lands on a 5, it'll be one of these. And then if it's a 6, I get to choose whatever. I am not going to keep doing the math. It's just going to be whichever of those in that group that I just showed you. So let's get started. I have 5 of these to roll, so let's do the first roll. And I'm going to try to show you. That is a 2. Yeah, that's a 2. So I'm going to read one of these 5. And basically, I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's a 6, I'll choose what I want from those 5. And it's a 2 again. That seems fixed, but okay. It's driven by eternity. Driven by eternity. Awesome. Actually, that's very appropriate for what my family has been dealing with in the past few weeks. So, time for another roll. Roll number 2. That is a 1. So that means that I get to read the longest book on this shelf. Let's find out what it is. Like, this one is the longest at 423 pages. So I will be putting this on my TBR. My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. I've never read any of her books, so I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I will try it. All right, roll number 3 is a 3. So that means that we choose from... I really should have like put a paper in between them. I think it was this group was 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then if it's a 6, I could choose what I want. A 3 again. That seems really fixed, but I'm gonna go with it just because that means that I will be reading The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. It's very eternity focused. TBR. I'm gonna shake this up before I roll number 4. Okay, roll number 4 is a 1. The next longest book. Okay, it was this one or this one? I don't remember. Hold on. So at 334, this is the next longest one. Wallace in Love, I believe, is a biography. I thought it was a fiction book when I got it out of the little free library, so I'm not sure I'm going to like it, but there are cute little pictures. And if you have been here before, you know I love a nonfiction book with pictures, so that'll be good. Last roll before I choose a book from Goodreads. And it is a 6, which means I get to choose whatever I want from this shelf. Hooray! I am largely feeling either Catalyst or Moral Compass. Catalyst, I know, is about a girl who goes to this really competitive high school and all they care about is their grades and what colleges they get into. It's a novel? I don't know what it's about, though. I'll just read the first sentence, I guess. It was the day after Labor Day, one of those perfect golden September mornings in Massachusetts as the students of St. Ambrose Preparatory School began to arrive. So, we have 2 books with schools. I am torn. I'm gonna go with this one just because it's shorter and I could probably get through it quicker. And both of these were little free library picks, so I think I'm gonna go with the shorter one, Catalyst. So, I've had it for a while, a couple months now, so I would like to see what this one's about. And then I need to restock this shelf, fortunately, with the books that I got from little free libraries the other day whenever I went up there. But I'm going to be reorganizing my books. Anyway, put putting Catalyst on my TBR. That is everything for the TBR game. I'm pretty happy with it. Uncertain about some of them, but it'll be an interesting month. Let's go ahead and get into the rollovers. Like I said, I'm doing something different. I am not unhauling anything at the end of this month. I'm not unhauling anything that I was supposed to have read last month due to personal circumstances. I'm just not doing that to myself right now, and I may put it on pause for the rest of the summer. We shall see. But I am going to read as many rollovers as I can this month. They include finishing 7 Habits, finishing Acts of the Apostles. This is the She Reads Truth version. Reading A Minute to Midnight. This was on my TBR from last month. I never got to it. Continuing and reading Blackout by Candace Owens. Continuing and reading Grit by Angela Duckworth. Reading Killing Kryptonite by John Bevere, same author as Driven by Eternity. Finishing No God But One. Finishing Opportunity Knocks. I did read more than half of this. I don't have that much left to go. This was one of the ones that was in jeopardy for March. But I started it, and I did read a lot of it. Like I said, I'm more than halfway through, so hopefully I will finish that this month. Play with Fire technically wasn't on my TBR, but it is something I was supposed to read before Magical Readathon, so I'm including that in my rollovers. I started it yesterday, and I think it's going to be really good and really fast to get through, so fingers crossed on that one. Positive Intelligence. I really am looking forward to this one. I hope it's as good as I'm like hyping it up in my mind, but yeah. And lastly, The Year of Magical Thinking. I don't think I'm going to be able to handle this one. I think it's going to be sad. Quite a stack here of rollovers that I would like to get to. Like I said, I'm just going to read as many of them as I can, and then at the end of the month I'm doing something with the ones that I haven't finished, and will be giving myself extra time on them. Anything that I don't finish in here will join the rollovers. But I am not planning to force myself to unhaul anything, not this month, and possibly not the rest of the summer. So we'll see how this goes. Overall, here's the TBR and the 12 in 2022. I'm looking forward to this month. I hope I get as much reading done as I want to, because I have a lot planned. If you guys would like to see what I end up doing this month, please be sure to subscribe. Comment below which of these you are most interested in, want to hear my thoughts, all that good stuff. And then give this video a like if you appreciated my slightly chaotic TBR game and TBR video. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!